Imagine a world ruled by giants, a planet teeming with life so incredible it almost seems like fantasy. This was Earth 66 million years ago, a time when dinosaurs were the undisputed kings. But all of it, every roaring Tyrannosaurus, every towering sauropod, was about to vanish in a single catastrophic day. What was that last day like? Let's travel back in time and find out. Our story begins on a seemingly ordinary morning in the late Cretaceous period. The sun rises over a lush, humid landscape that looks something like a modern-day tropical forest, but on a much grander scale. Giant ferns and unfamiliar flowering plants cover the ground. The air is thick with the sounds of life, the buzzing of insects, the calls of strange birds, and the deep guttural rumbles of dinosaurs. In a clearing, a herd of triceratops is grazing. The young ones playfully chase each other, their small horns still blunt. The adults keep a watchful eye, their massive three-horned heads scanning the perimeter. Not far away, a family of Edmontosaurus, those duck-billed giants, wade into a river, munching on soft water plants. Life is proceeding as it has for millions of years. Even the apex predator, the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex, is part of this natural rhythm. A lone T-Rex stalks the edge of the forest, not looking for a fight, but perhaps heading towards a favorite resting spot. For these creatures, it's just another day. They have no idea what's coming. The first sign of doom isn't a roar or an earthquake, it's a light in the sky. High above the atmosphere, a colossal object, an asteroid nearly the size of a mountain, is hurtling towards Earth. It's been traveling through space for billions of years, and its final destination is what we now call the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. As it enters the atmosphere, it ignites, becoming a second sun, brighter than anything the dinosaurs have ever seen. Down on the ground, the animals would have noticed. They would have stopped their grazing, their hunting, their playing. Heads would lift, eyes turning toward the sky, confused by this brilliant, silent star that appeared in the daytime. Birds might take flight in panicked flocks. There's a palpable sense of unease, a feeling that something is profoundly wrong, but they have no concept of what it is. Then, impact. The asteroid slams into the shallow sea off the coast of Mexico with a force 1,000,000,000 times stronger than an atomic bomb. The moment of impact is almost indescribable, a flash of light and energy so intense it vaporizes the asteroid itself and carves a crater over 100 miles wide and 20 miles deep into the Earth's crust. For anything within a 1,000-mile radius, the end is instantaneous. A searing wave of heat, a thermal pulse, expands outwards at the speed of light. It's so hot it would have incinerated everything in its path. Plants, animals, everything. The very air would catch fire. The sky would turn red. Dinosaurs in North and South America would have been gone in a matter of seconds to minutes. But the devastation was just beginning. The impact triggers the mother of all earthquakes, a megaquake so powerful it shakes the entire planet. It's estimated to be a magnitude 11 or 12 on the Richter scale, far stronger than anything modern humans have ever experienced. This sends colossal tsunamis, waves hundreds, maybe thousands of feet high, racing across the oceans in all directions. These waves would have crashed into coastlines thousands of miles away, sweeping inland and wiping out everything in their path. Back at the impact site, the story gets even terrifying. The force of the strike blasts trillions of tons of pulverized rock, dust, and superheated debris high into the atmosphere and even into space. These tiny bits of rock, called spherules, rain back down all over the globe. As they re-enter the atmosphere, friction heats them up to glowing hot temperatures, turning the entire sky into a giant broiling oven. Imagine you are a dinosaur on the other side of the planet, in what is now China or Australia. You would have felt the ground shake violently. You might have seen the strange light in the sky hours earlier, but now the real horror begins. The sky starts to glow an ominous red. the temperature begins to rise rapidly and unbearably. The air becomes so hot that forests and grasslands spontaneously burst into flames. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. For countless animals, this global heat pulse would have been their end. But the day isn't over. As the fires rage, the sky grows darker and darker. The immense cloud of soot from the global wildfires, combined with the dust and sulfur from the impact itself, begins to block out the sun. Within hours to days, a thick black shroud envelops the entire planet. Day turns into a perpetual night, a nuclear winter scenario that would last for months, maybe even years. The darkness is chilling. Temperatures plummet. Photosynthesis stops. Plants on land and plankton in the sea, the very foundation of the food web, begin to die off en masse. For the dinosaurs that survived the initial blast, the tsunamis and the firestorms, a new, slower, and perhaps crueler fate awaits: starvation. Herbivores, the plant-eaters like Triceratops and Edmontosaurus, would have been the first to suffer. With their food sources gone, they would have weakened and died within weeks. And without the herbivores to hunt, the carnivores, including the mighty T-Rex, would soon follow. The world once so full of sound and life would have fallen into a cold, dark, and devastating silence. The ecosystems that had thrived for 150 million years collapsed in a geological blink of an eye. It wasn't just the big dinosaurs that disappeared. Pterosaurs, the flying reptiles, vanished. The giant marine reptiles, like the mosasaurs, were gone too. In total, about 75% of all species on Earth were wiped out. But in the midst of this imaginable destruction, some life did survive. Small creatures, those that could burrow underground to escape the heat and cold, or those that could survive on decaying matter, had a chance. Creatures like our distant ancestors, small, shrew-like mammals. They were able to hide, to wait out the long, dark winter. When the dust finally settled and sunlight returned to the Earth's surface, it was a new world. The age of giant reptiles was over. The stage was now set for the survivors. Those small mammals emerged from the shadows, from the ashes of the old world, into a planet free from the tyranny of the dinosaurs. It was their opportunity to diversify, to evolve, and eventually give rise to the incredible variety of life we see today, including us. So, the last day of the dinosaurs was a day of cosmic terror, of fire and flood, of darkness and cold. It was the end of an era, but it was also a beginning. It's a powerful reminder of how fragile life can be, and how sudden, catastrophic events can completely reshape the history of our planet. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the story of our amazing planet. See you next time.